You grab your phone, do a quick search, scroll through your feed, maybe buy something that shows up at your door tomorrow. It's just another day, right? But what if I told you that these simple, everyday actions are funding companies with some seriously dark secrets? What if the food in your pantry and the apps on your phone have a hidden cost that's paid by other people and by the planet itself? Today, we're not just pulling back the curtain, we're ripping it down. Introduction. Let's be honest. In our crazy, globalized world, trying to be a perfectly ethical consumer is, well, it's basically impossible. The supply chains are a tangled mess, and corporate structures are designed to be confusing. Most of the time, we're kept in the dark on purpose. A friendly brand name on a box can easily hide a massive parent company with a rap sheet a mile long. And that's the whole point of this video, to shine a light into those dark corners. We're going to expose 3 of the biggest, most beloved companies that you are almost certainly funding every single day, without having any idea what you're actually enabling. We'll cover the king of online shopping, the giant of the food industry, and the platform that connects billions of us. By the end of this, you'll never look at your daily routine the same way again. Section 1. Amazon. The hidden cost of convenience. First up is a company that has totally redefined convenience, Amazon. From one-click ordering to whatever you want to stream, it's the ultimate one-stop shop for modern life. But the speed and low prices we love come at a staggering human and environmental cost. For years, Amazon has been making headlines for its brutal treatment of workers. Let's talk about the warehouses. These are the engine rooms of Amazon's empire, and they're infamous for their grueling conditions. Workers have described mandatory 60-hour work weeks during the holidays and productivity quotas so insane that they risk getting fired just for taking a bathroom break. Employees are pushed to scan a new item every 11 seconds, a pace that has led to widespread reports of injuries. In fact, Amazon has been featured on the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health's Dirty Dozen list of the most dangerous places to work in the US, because of its reputation for putting productivity way ahead of safety. Then there are the constant efforts to crush unionizing. Leaked documents and even job postings have revealed the company's obsession with monitoring hostile political leaders and what they call the threat of organized labor. In one high-profile case in 2021, workers at a warehouse in Bessemer, Alabama, voted against unionizing after the company ran an aggressive anti-union campaign. Amazon has also been repeatedly accused of firing employees who dare to speak out about these conditions. And then there's the spying. In January 2024, the French data privacy watchdog CNIL fined Amazon 32 million euros for an excessively intrusive surveillance system used to monitor its warehouse staff. This system tracked the inactivity time of employee scanners so precisely that workers could be forced to justify taking a break that lasted just a few minutes. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about control, and that control extends to you, the customer. In June 2023, Amazon paid over $30 million to settle privacy lawsuits over its Alexa and Ring devices, which included allegations that they illegally stored recordings of children's voices. So, the next time you click Buy Now, just remember what you might be funding. A system that pushes its workers to their physical and mental limits, actively fights against their right to organize, and builds its empire on a foundation of surveillance. Section 2. Nestlé, a legacy of controversy. Next, let's open up the pantry. Chances are you've got something in there owned by Nestlé. From Kit Kats and Nespresso to Cheerios and Perrier, their brands are absolutely everywhere. But behind this family-friendly image is a corporation that has been at the center of some of the most shocking ethical scandals of the last 50 years. Maybe the most infamous is the baby formula controversy that started back in the 1970s. Nestlé was accused of aggressively marketing its infant formula in developing countries, often to poor mothers. Critics charged that the company discouraged breastfeeding by giving out free samples in hospitals and even dressing their salespeople as nurses, making it seem like formula was a healthier choice than a mother's own milk. In places with unsafe drinking water, this had devastating results. More recently, the company's sourcing has come under fire. For years, Nestlé and other chocolate giants have been linked to the use of child labor on cocoa plantations in West Africa. In 2019, the company actually admitted it couldn't guarantee its chocolate was free from child labor because it simply couldn't trace most of its cocoa back to the specific farm it came from. Even though they promised to fix this back in 2001, investigations continue to find child labor in their supply chain. And then there's the water. Nestlé is the world's largest producer of bottled water, and its practices have sparked global outrage. The company has been accused of taking massive amounts of water from drought-stricken areas, including in California and on Native American reservations, sometimes with permits that expired years ago. Early in 2024, Nestlé's water division in France got caught in a massive scandal dubbed Perrier-Gate. They were found to be using illegal purification methods, like UV and carbon filters, on water they sold as natural mineral water. An NGO called it a massive fraud, accusing the company of selling ordinary tap water as high-quality mineral water. Nestlé basically admitted that the water from its protected sources was contaminated, saying they used the banned methods to maintain food safety. From pushing formula on vulnerable mothers to profiting from child labor and privatizing a human right, Nestlé's history is a stark reminder that the friendliest brands can hide the most disturbing truths. Section 3. Meta. The product is you. Finally, let's talk about the company that has completely reshaped how we connect with each other. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. We use these platforms to share our lives, keep up with friends, and get our news. But here's the catch. We are not the customer, we are the product. And the price for this free service is our data, our privacy, and some would argue, our social well-being. Meta's whole business model is built on sucking up enormous amounts of our personal information to power its targeted advertising machine. This has led to one privacy scandal after another. The most famous, of course, was Cambridge Analytica, where the data of up to 87 million Facebook users was improperly used for political ads. But that was just the beginning. In 2022, Ireland's Data Protection Authority slammed Meta with fines totaling €265 million for a data breach that exposed the information of over 500 million users. Beyond just privacy, Meta has been widely criticized for its role in spreading misinformation and hate speech. The algorithms are built to maximize engagement, and it turns out that inflammatory, angry, and false content gets the most clicks and shares. For years, the company relied on third-party fact-checkers to try and slow the spread of lies. But in early 2025, it was reported that Meta plans to scale back its fact-checking partnerships in the US for its new platforms like Threads, raising alarms that misinformation will flourish even more. Critics, including Amnesty International, have warned that these kinds of policy decisions pose a grave threat to vulnerable communities and increase the risk of the platform contributing to real-world violence, as it did in places like Myanmar and Ethiopia. On top of that, Meta's content policies have been called out for directly harming marginalized groups. In 2023, the company updated its bullying and harassment policy to allow certain content that denies the existence of transgender people, a move that advocates said directly endangers the LGBTQ+ community. So every time you scroll, like, and share, you are feeding a machine that has repeatedly shown it will violate user privacy, put profits over safety, and create an environment where hate and lies can spread like wildfire. Amazon, Nestlé, and Meta. Three giants so deeply woven into our daily lives that trying to avoid them feels impossible. They offer us convenience, connection, and comfort. But as we've seen, that shiny surface hides a much darker reality of worker exploitation, environmental damage, human rights abuses, and a complete disregard for our privacy. It's easy to feel powerless against corporations this big, I get it. But knowledge is the first step. Understanding the hidden costs behind your clicks and purchases is its own form of power. It lets you make more informed choices, support alternatives when you can, and demand that these corporate giants do better. They have the money and the influence to change, but they'll only do it when we, the people who fund them, make our voices heard. 𝐷𝐃. It's a lot to take in, and these are just 3 examples. Which of these companies surprised you the most? Are there other corporations you think deserve a spot on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Talking about this stuff helps get the word out to more people. And if you believe in holding powerful companies accountable and want to see more deep dives like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.